So a lot of my clients have become psychic. Not a lot, it's some of them. Some of them have become psychic in nature. And we're talking about people that were either religious or some atheists as well, that, you know, come in with a belief already rigid and quite adamant of no psychic ability is quite foreign or non-existent. And they have dropped into a psychic ability. So an example of this was a particular male. How old was he? He was 29 at the time. And at this time, I was in my final year of master's research. And a lot of the fellow students, my colleagues, they were very curious about what was happening in my practice at the time as well. And a particular lady was asking if she could ever watch. A lot of them were asking, can I just come in and watch one of these sessions that were happening to see these phenomenal things? And it lined up where a particular kind of mind who had shown a capacity to drop in, and he was devout Christian Catholic, are very against psychic stuff. He thinks it was all diabolic, demonic stuff, you know. He had this capacity to see my life while he was in trance. So he could tell me my grandfather's name and all this stuff with accuracy. I was like, okay, now this is a thing, you know. So anyway, it lined up where he was willing to come in because he's like, I need an emergency session, and at the same time I was going to catch up with a particular fellow colleague, that a lady who was atheist, adamant, and really needed to see this to believe it, right? And so it just lined up where I was like, okay, cool, maybe I can give both of these people an experience. Asked him if he'd be okay with one of my colleagues watching. I'm being sitting in, and she's a fellow psychotherapist, and he's like, yep, no worries. They'd never met before. They met on the day, shook hands. This is so and so. This is so and so. Cool. My colleague just sat at my desk, and I had the couch going. Dropped him in, did our thing. The session lasted about 2 hours, and there was a particular towards the end of it, when he's deep in trance and, you know, he's seeing all the visions and stuff like that. He starts pointing over to where she is, and he just like physically pointing towards her, and he says, "There's someone on her right. She's got nice hair." He's doing this with his hand. She's got nice hair like this with curls. She's showing me her earrings as well. She's very proud of her earrings, her image, you know. She's an old lady. She's saying it's her grandmother, this person's grandmother, and she said her name. I won't say a name on here in case it's too close to the identity, but said the name of this person, what they were saying their name was. And then, there's someone on the other side of this person, you know, and this tall man, bald head here, hair on the sides here. He's saying his name is so-and-so. And then he's saying he's very proud of her. He's very proud of her for doing the psychology stuff. And he's saying sorry. He wants me to tell her that he's sorry for the way things went down, the way he died. It would have really just jarred her. And so he wanted my client to pass my colleague this message, you know. So I'm sort of just, okay, cool. We come out of it, and he goes off to the toilet to sort of gather himself. And I asked my colleague there, she's sitting there, and she's like, had her head on the desk and like a bit silent. She was a big talk, but she goes to me, "I'm lost for words for the first time in my life." She's like, "That's impossible." It's like, the woman he described next to me is my grandmother, and that's my grandmother's name. And that's what she was known for, being very dainty, and her earrings and an image. And the guy who he just described is my dad. That's his name. And he's tall, bald head with hair on the sides here, and he died in my arms 4 years ago. And she was just dumbfounded, because there was no way he could have known the names of her grandfather and father who died. And so when he came back from the toilet, I said, "Hey, do you remember those people you saw next to so-and-so?" And he's like, "Yeah, what was with that? Like, that was weird." And I said, "Yeah, that was her grandmother. She just validated that was her name, and that's her father." And he just, "Oh my God." And it shocked him, because he didn't know he could do that. So everyone was shocked in there.